What's good, my man of society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Loke, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and or subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. It don't cost a damn thing. Join the madness. Now, what I wanted to get into was actually conversation I was having with an individual, right? When we are talking about the Cat Williams, right? And I had talked about the Illuminati and made videos about it before. You know what I mean? And this individual was like, "Oh, you see, the Illuminati does exist. Cat Williams, exposed it. What's your thoughts on that or whatever?" Now, like I said this before, the Hollywood elite, celebrities, comedians, athletes, rappers, all of that, right? Anybody that's in the fame light, right? Are no different than anybody else, right? So just like you have people that believe in conspiracy theories amongst, regular day folks, these people are gonna be like that as well, right? They're gonna have their beliefs and their views, right? So of course they're gonna believe in some of this stuff as well, right? It doesn't make it true now just because he said it, right? This is what he believes, right? Is going on, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that is what's going on, But like I said, I like to play ball, right? So I was like, okay, let's say that there is an Illuminati Hollywood elite, right? Okay. What is the goal here, though? Because I hear Dave Chappelle, I heard, Jim Carrey and others, right, talk about this, right? But it's like, what is the end game here? Like, what is it that they're gaining, though, by tricking people into believing that they're not AIs or reptilians or whatever the hell, right? So they're paying these people millions and millions of dollars just for them to listen to whatever they say and entertain people. So you're telling me that this is the grand evil scheme, like the grand plot of these individuals, like with all that power and technology, their plan is to trick people by entertaining them and humiliating people. That's the grand plan. That's this plan that has been in the making since like forever. Like this is their, with people that have so much powers and or control and influence, this is their plan. This is their great hidden plan that they've been working on since forever. I mean, like it just doesn't add up. It just doesn't match up. Like the power and influence that people give these people by saying that they're controlling the world's government and the society and everything. And this is the plan that they give them to do. Like this is what they're using their influence for. Like, I don't know. Like, I would figure they would use their influence for something a little bit more legit than this. You know what I mean? Like some goofy shit like this, right? To get people gossiping, that's their plot. It just doesn't add up, bro. Like the motives doesn't add up with the what people call the quote unquote facts. That's happening. So that's the reason why I'm just like, this doesn't add up. Like, so the Illuminati is looking to pay you, hundreds and millions of dollars for you to come out in 10 movies, and they want to see you in a dress. They want to see you dressed as a woman, and this is the grand scheme because they're looking for it to be okay for males to wear dresses, because if that happens, then they now have control over the world. I guess. Like they really believe that people literally believe that everybody worships these celebrities when just because maybe you worship the celebrities or something like that doesn't mean that everybody lives like in your world. There's a lot of people that don't worship these people, right? They're entertainment. That's all it is, right? But other people see more to that because to them that it's more than that, right? But just because it's more to them doesn't mean that everybody's in the same boat as you, right? Like people give like so much credit to these individuals. Like they really think that the masses is really that, gullible and vulnerable, right? Um, Maybe because they know a few dumb individuals doesn't necessarily mean that that's the overall population, things like that, right? Um, that's the reason why throughout history nobody has been able to, rule over man. I mean, they have tried because they really think that it's that easy, right? Because to if you live in just in your own little bubble, of course you're gonna think that, right? Because you see how easy it is to manipulate, some. But like I said, it's a lot harder now when we're talking about the overall masses, right? Um, so, it doesn't necessarily mean, like I said, that the Illuminati exists or something like that. But that brings me to my next thing, though. Why do a lot of celebrities suffer from mental health issues? Like, why do a lot of them end up going, cuckoo or driven insane? You see it happening with so many celebrities who have nervous breakdowns, mental breakdowns. You know what I mean? Who end up, going off the wagon. The Lindsay McGuire's and the Britney Spears and the Dave Chappelle, for example. That why do a lot of celebrities end up, going through that, right? And see, here's the thing, though. When we're talking about overall your personality, when we're talking about your overall character, your overall, see, the brain is a very sensitive thing, right? And a lot of these people that are in the show business, they start their careers when they're young, since they're young, right? And when they're young, it's a very crucial time, right? It's a time where people are discovering who they are, right? Are discovering like what they want to be and who they truly feel comfortable in being, right? They discover who they truly are, right? These people don't get that process because they're, auditioning for different roles or playing different roles, right? And when an actor or whatever, they're playing a character, right? They're playing a character, so they're creating a persona, right? And a lot of these people have to create different personas, right? They have to create different and play different roles for different movies, right? And when you're playing a different role in a movie and stuff like that, you have to dive deep into this character that you're gonna play, right? You literally have to become this person. You literally have to become the character you're playing, right? And a person who's playing different characters, so many different movies from here and here and here, is gonna take a toll on your mental. Like they don't know who they really are. Like who truly am I? Is this who I am, or am I just playing it because in this movie or that movie, or like they don't end up knowing who they are. They have an identity crisis, in general, right? Like, not only that, but now you're worried and the stress about people criticizing you and because they all read into it, right? They read and they're aware of all the criticisms that's said about them, right? And it's a lot. It's hard, for people not letting it get to them, right? So, the stress of making a mistake or saying the wrong thing, like they don't get to be themselves because they're always being watched, right? By society, right? Any slip up or any word that they say wrong, and then it's all over the news and stuff like that, and they gotta live life walking on eggshells, right? Um, the fame is not as glamorous as people think it is, right? These people truly don't get to be themselves, and don't truly get to relax and enjoy themselves because it's like they're living life under a microscope. You know what I mean? Us as everyday people, we get to make errors, mistakes, family problems, relationship problems, and nobody knows about it, right? Because we're not being watched like that. But these people live it differently, right? Anything, because everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through family problems, relationship problems, everyday life problems, right? But these people, anytime that happens to them, it's going to end up all over the news and all over this and that. And now they're getting judged and stuff like that. So they have to live life like literally on eggshells, right? They don't truly know who they are. And with all that money, can't buy them, can't buy these people to not be trolling them or not criticize them. It doesn't buy them privacy. It doesn't buy them respect. It doesn't buy them recognition. It doesn't make their money. It doesn't make their problems go away. So they have all this money. They could buy everything in the world, except they can't buy people's respect, or can't buy the trolls to go away, and can't buy to be left alone. You know what I mean? Because at that point, then it's like they've been, the fame is all they know, right? So they don't even know like what other way to possibly make money or how to make money. They literally don't know who they are. They feel trapped and smothered, you know. And like I said, it's even worse when you're playing multiple different roles in movies, right? You're becoming these characters, right? So you don't truly know who you truly are. You see it happen, even amongst people, right? People that pretend that they're tough, right? They pretend to be gangster or pretend to be this and that. They literally start believing their lies. They start talking shit to people and start doing this and that. And next, somebody rolls up to them, and then you see their true colors. But that's because they truly started believing their lies. They started believing that they were gangster and tough, and really started believing this character that they play themselves. You see it on YouTube, right? People think that they're this and that, saying all this and that, and then they get exposed. But they started believing their lies, bro. Because when you start playing a character, when you start playing a role, I'm telling you, bro, the brain's a very sensitive thing. You'll literally start believing that you're this, and that, until you get brought back to reality. That's why it's not good to pretend to be something you're not. It's not healthy. Any therapist could tell you that, right? Any psychologist could tell you that. It's not healthy, not knowing who you are, or it's not healthy pretending to be something you're not. Because it doesn't mix within your reality, and then that's what you have when people call an identity crisis, right? And people, because of the stress of it all, end up having nervous breakdowns and mental issues. It's a very difficult life to live. It's not a healthy one. Especially it doesn't help, with all the money, it comes with the alcohol and the drugs and the influence, and people, even, trying to, keep this role going, trying to keep this character going, right? That they end up losing themselves, in the process, where they truly don't even know who they are no more, right? And it's coming to that realization that creates these problems, right? That they spend all this time in life and achieved all this money and fame, but like, who truly am I? Like, they don't even know who they truly are, or don't even get to be truly themselves, who they want to be. And that in itself is something that's very unhealthy for a human being to go through, right? Not knowing who you are, or where you fit in, like your purpose. There's individuals that can muscle through it, right, and are able to stay, attached and focused. I feel like, a lot of these people believe. I feel like for example, like if I was religious, I feel like, it would be, more easier for even me to fall into that hole, right? Because when you believe in religion, then you have to believe in everything else, right? Like, you have to believe in, like, you already believe in the supernatural, right? So you believe in like demons, ghouls, spells, black magic, witchcraft. Anything is possible, you know what I mean? Because it is, right? If you believe in this, then everything else must exist, right? Like, then there must be goblins and ghouls, and if you believe in now souls, angels, and demons, right? Then who's to say that everything else isn't true in this world, right? Then that opens the gate for anything, being possible. And I think with that, it's so easy for people to believe in this, evil governments and groups that are looking for world domination and control, like a movie, right? With all the supernatural elements to it, right? Because the supernatural elements must exist, right? If you believe in this, almighty being with powers, then, everything else, who's to say that everything else isn't true, So it makes it a lot easier to believe, all these, different elements and stuff. But overall, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Leave your opinions in the comments, and shut up, we out.